Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Mason here, and today we're diving into a tool that's been gaining a lot of attention in the world of online marketing, Webinarloop 2. Now, if you've been around the internet marketing space for a while or are just getting started, you probably know that webinars are one of the most powerful ways to engage with an audience and sell products or services online. But if you've ever felt intimidated by the idea of hosting one, or thought it's just too technical or expensive, I've got good news for you. Webinarloop 2 might be the answer to all those worries. So, let's get into it. Webinars are not just about showing up live and talking for an hour. They are about building trust, engaging with your audience, and making sales. The problem is, a lot of people think they need to be some sort of tech wizard to run one. I mean, I've been there too, thinking, I don't have the right setup, or it's going to cost too much to run. But Webinarloop 2 takes all that complexity out of the equation and makes the process super smooth. One thing that really stands out to me with Webinarloop 2 is how flexible it is. You can run live webinars, replay old ones, or even create what's called a full live simulation. What that means is you can pre-record a webinar, edit it to perfection, and play it back as if it's live. This is a game changer, especially for those of you who are juggling other things in your business or life. I mean, imagine you're on vacation somewhere, maybe on a beach, and while you're relaxing, Webinarloop 2 is running your perfectly crafted webinar for you, and you're still making sales. It's like you're in two places at once. For those of you who might be thinking, but I'm not a great speaker, or I don't know how to engage an audience for that long, Webinarloop 2 also has features to help with that. You can run polls during your webinar, ask questions, show graphs, and create clickable call-to-action buttons right within the webinar itself. That means you can keep your audience engaged, making it more interactive, which ultimately helps with conversions. People aren't just passively watching, they're interacting with your content. Another key benefit is the seamless integration with YouTube. If you've ever run a live stream or webinar before, you know how frustrating it can be when the feed starts lagging or dropping. Webinarloop 2 uses YouTube's infrastructure, which is great because YouTube is pretty solid when it comes to handling large audiences. Whether you have 10 people or 200 watching your webinar, you can be confident that everything will run smoothly. And if you're worried about getting people to actually show up to your webinar, because let's face it, people sign up but then forget, Webinarloop 2 has you covered with automatic email and SMS reminders. It's one of those small details that can make a huge difference in attendance rates. I know from experience that sending out those reminders can be the difference between a packed webinar and an empty room. And with the ability to customize these reminders, you can ensure they're on brand and in your voice. Now, something else I love is the design aspect. Webinarloop 2 comes with a ton of ready-made templates for your sign-up and thank you pages. These pages are crucial for first impressions, and if you're not a designer like me, having these templates is a lifesaver. You can easily modify them to match your branding, or if you've already got your own designs, you can integrate those as well. This flexibility is awesome, especially if you're trying to keep everything consistent with your website or other marketing materials. And for those of you who are thinking of going beyond just hosting webinars for your own business, Webinarloop 2 has a commercial license, which allows you to run webinars for others. Plus, with the agency license, you can actually sell Webinarloop to clients and create an additional income stream. It's like having another business opportunity built right into the software. So, whether you're a newbie or someone experienced in webinars, you can expand your services and monetize webinars even further. I also want to mention the training that comes with Webinarloop 2. It's not just about giving you the software and saying, good luck. They actually provide in-depth training that covers everything from webinar basics to advanced strategies for converting viewers into paying customers. This is particularly helpful if you're just starting out and don't know all the tricks of the trade yet. With this training, you'll get a solid foundation and be able to create effective webinars that actually drive results. So, if you're looking for a way to level up your marketing strategy and start running webinars, whether it's to sell products, services, or even create a whole new income stream, Webinarloop 2 is definitely worth checking out. It's packed with features that make webinars easier and more effective. And honestly, the price is a fraction of what other platforms charge. Plus, with their satisfaction guarantee, there's really no risk in giving it a shot. That's it for today's review. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and drop a comment if you have any questions or if you've used Webinarloop yourself. I'd love to hear about your experience. See you in the next video.